Why Florida has become a billionaire haven. Billionaire migration to Florida. The billionaire migration to Florida is making even Jeff Bezos' $200 million portfolio of properties look downright modest, according to the New York Post. Citadel Security CEO Ken Griffin has purchased 17 oceanfront estates, some worth as much as hundreds of millions of dollars individually. It is now knocking them all down to make way for a single beach house foster retirement, which is estimated to be worth more than $1 billion once completed. None of these billionaires are native Florida men, but it's not the sand and sun largest corporations have benefited greatly from tax savings under Rod Sanchez, which is the main reason why billionaires are relocating to Florida. Celebrities, business professionals, and everyone else are swarming to this state, while other regions of the nation are clamping down on billionaires and their lavish lifestyles. According to the LA Times, Elon Musk was personally courted by the mayor of Miami, who encouraged him to relocate his primary residence and business to the city. Florida is attempting to establish itself as the ideal place for them to live if they are exceedingly wealthy. According to information gathered for research by the international wealth management company Henley & Partners and put together by visual capitalists, Miami has always been a favorite summer vacation spot for the very rich. For the 25,000 CTI millionaires, those having a net worth of at least $100 million in the world, Miami is the most favored holiday spot. Previously, the majority of these extremely wealthy people would have gone back to their actual employment in actual locations like Seattle, New York, Los Angeles, or San Francisco, although they're now migrating. Miami's money is permanently sheltered in Florida, and they are doing so for three startling reasons. The first is that Florida is a wealthy refuge, and a peculiarity in the state's laws makes a residence there a special financial tool. If you are a billionaire and you're worried about your finances collapsing, you could buy a home worth $100 million in Florida, because the state sets no limit on the value of your homestead. Even if you do go bankrupt, you still get to keep an asset that you can set up with generational wealth. If you never go bankrupt, then a 9-fig mansion on Palm Beach is a nice insurance policy that you get to. Florida is still a great place to live if you're a billionaire, but using Florida as an asset bunker is just the first reason why. The state has the ideal ratio of property taxes, property values, and property rules. Manscaped, the global leader trusted by over 10 million men for everything from trimmers to hygiene products and premium boxers, is now introducing the Boy lineup. The Lawnmower 3.0 Plus sets the standard with its ergonomic design and Gen 2 ceramic blade with skin-safe technology, making grooming down there safe and comfortable. Moving up, the Lawnmower 4.0 Pro adds a powerful constant RPM motor and convenient travel lock feature, ensuring you regardless of the model you choose. All three lawnmower trimmers come equipped with skin-safe technology and waterproof capabilities, offering a seamless and safe grooming experience, wet or dry. Give your boys the love they deserve and visit manscaped.com/howmoneyworks today to get 20% off plus free shipping when you use promo code WHO2. Free the crown jewel, the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra introduces the next dual-skin safe blades and an innovative interchangeable foil blade for the closest trim, proving it's the ultimate grooming powerhouse. Avoiding tax now, if there's one thing that makes billionaires act in a certain way, it's usually to dodge taxes. ProPublica 2021 release of IRS data leaks showed that millionaires are willing to spend tens of millions of dollars on bankers, attorneys, and accountants to avoid paying hundreds of millions of dollars in taxes. You may assume that billionaires are relocating to Florida because of the state's lack of a state income tax, but that isn't the whole story. Billionaires are flocking to Florida for a second reason: to evade the wrong kinds of taxes. According to corporate records, Jeff Bezos does not derive the majority of his income from his salary. Even as the CEO of Amazon, Bezos only received a salary of $82,000. In addition, the company provided him with a $16 million allowance to cover security costs and staff travel for business purposes. This portion of his compensation package was not deemed taxable, much like a delivery driver would not be required to pay taxes on the money they received to fill up their truck. According to Bloomberg and its SEC filings, Bezos does not obtain the funds necessary to purchase real estate valued at hundreds of millions of dollars from his paycheck. Rather, he obtains this money by selling billions of dollars worth of Amazon stock annually. In February of this year alone, he sold $8.5 billion worth of Amazon stock over 9 days. Although this sale is all profit, it is capital gains rather than income capital gains. The IRS and state tax authorities in Washington, where Bezos lived until recently, treat income differently. As a result, if you have a decent job, you are likely in a higher tax bracket than an old person with no money. Bezos is taxed at a much lower rate on the proceeds from the sale of his shares than he would be on a normal income that high. Jeff Bezos relocating to an income tax-free state. Florida would lower Jeff Bezos' take-home pay of $82,000 by a few $1,000s, But that sum of money wouldn't purchase a single cog in the clock he buried in the desert, so he isn't exactly moving across the nation for that reason alone. However, it did coincide with Jeff's move. Following the passage of the South legislation, which levy a 7% yearly capital gains tax on residents of Washington state above $250,000, Bezos ceased selling his shares until he obtained Florida residency, at which point he resumed selling. According to a CNBC report, the founder of Amazon stands to save $600 million annually, a sum sufficient to purchase a new yacht for himself each year. Florida has stated unequivocally that its billionaires will not engage in such outrageous activities, but that doesn't mean the state isn't benefiting from the deal. Celebrities and wealthy individuals are still paying high property and municipal taxes and bringing jobs with them. While more ultra-high net worth individuals choose to live in Florida, a state like Washington that was attempting to increase its tax revenue by taxing its wealthiest citizens drove them away. Florida's increased appeal to ultra-high net worth individuals is due to equal parts finance, business, and human nature. People prefer to socialize with like-minded individuals. Research from the National Library of Medicine and UC Berkeley revealed that the factor most likely to determine who you interact with is your income. You will find it more comfortable to hang out with people who can afford the same activities, relate to the same opportunities and problems, live in the same areas, and most importantly, lead lives that you can relate to. The only issue for them is that while millions of people live similar lives around the world, very few can even afford to engage in their leisure activities unless a billionaire is funding them. This creates an unequal dynamic in relationships as wealthy individuals congregate in large cities where they can not only keep each other company, but also there are only a few locations where a billionaire can access all of the amenities they need to live their life, which is forcing ultra-high net worth individuals into a smaller number of concentrated global hubs. According to Forbes, nearly a quarter of all global billionaires they tracked resided in just 11 global cities. These businesses that provide these services naturally follow where the amenities money is. Miami isn't on the list just yet because it hasn't produced any billionaires yet, but that's about to change as well. Not only are yacht captains and Michelin-starred chefs trailing billionaires to Miami, but so are young entrepreneurs following the money and skilled laborers following the innovative new businesses. In an interview with Bloomberg, Florida's wealthy population and business-friendly laws have made it a true financial hub that attracts talent more easily than more expensive and less lifestyle-friendly places like New York. The man behind the billion-dollar mansion on Palm Beach, Ken Griffin, predicted that Miami would surpass New York as the nation's financial hub and become home to the majority of the world's billionaires. In 2022, Griffin relocated the corporate headquarters of his company from Chicago to Miami, indicating that he either genuinely believes in the city or felt compelled to convince his investors that he could live there. Not everything about the movement of billionaires will be positive for the city. Technology and money, as someone who has personally contributed to the issue, I say that bros moving to big cities like New York and San Francisco to chase whales have messed up a lot of things. I will be writing an article about the enormous stress large capital inflows put on cities once the big firms move into town. If you want to read that, sign up for Compounded Daily using the link below the bonus. Enjoy the breakdown. Hit that like button, subscribe for more game-changing content, and drop a comment below.